right. Thank you for having us. We're called Divine Pitch. I'm just going to see if I can fit this microphone into the stand. I think we're going to be using a little bit of duct tape here to make this work. We've got ourselves 5 microphones. We've got 4 microphone stands. And that is nothing that some duct tape can't solve. Just like last year.
In the meantime, I don't think my microphone's plugged in. Test. All right, cool. Now my microphone's working too. Bit of leg work here, but we're almost ready to go. The reason we're called Divine Pitch is that we play at a slightly different pitch to most musicians. We're playing at A equals 432 hertz, which is very slightly lower than A equals 440 hertz, which is what most modern music is played at. So we're going to be doing a mixture of British and Irish traditional folk songs and folk tunes and stuff like that at 432, which is the Verdi pitch. It's what many famous classical compositions were actually composed at this pitch.
Alright, I think we're in business.
Alright.
So we're going to get off with a nice little Irish jig to get started. It's called Killavil, and the second one's called Tripping Up the Stairs. It's good stuff for a dancing too, for anyone who doesn't have their honey in their hands yet.
Now we're going to go into an exciting song, which was written by the chief librarian of the Irish National Library in the 1960s. And it's about an Irish man who immigrates to America, but he forgets to write back to his mum and tell him how things are going. Tell her how things are going there. And she sends a letter to him, and various complications ensue.
Right. Just going to move that a little closer.
Yeah, it should be snake. Wow, it's not going to stay away.
A long time ago in the county Mayo, me story at first began. Before emigration was finally cured by the first economical plan, A brave young man had to leave his home and he travelled far away. But he got well paid on the job, so he stayed on the shores of Amerikay. He got on very well, but he sent nothing home, and his mother began to think maybe he'd run away with the blonde who was spending his money on drink. She wrote him a letter inquiring the news, and she sent it straight away. And upon the cover she carefully wrote, "To me son in Amerikay." Well, American postmen I needn't relate, they are rather like me and you. And when at last to that letter they came, they didn't know what to do. They looked up all the official lists, but these had nothing to say. There was no directory would help them to find her son in Amerikay. So it lay round the office for years and years, and it gave all the boys a laugh, until at length it found some use in the training of the staff. To every new postman that came on the job, it was shown as Exhibit A of insufficiently addressed to her son in Amerikay. Well, the son, he got older and wiser too, and at last to himself he said, "How are things going with me mother at home, and is she alive or dead?" He walked round the block to the post depot, where he stood with his cap in his hand. "By any chance have you a letter for me, from me mother in Ireland?" "Oh yes, good sir, and here it is. We've been waiting for you to call. We knew someday someone would come from Cork or Donegal. Of the 200 million that are currently living in the whole of the USA, for a mother in Ireland at last we have found a son in Amerikay." Leading on to a couple of nice little tunes, good for dancing. These ones are reels. First one's called The Star of Munster, and the second one's called Over the Moor to Maggie.
All right, so that was the banjo. So we're probably not coming back to the banjo this gig, but now Megan is going to her next instrument, the fiddle, or the violin, as some more classical people may know it. Megan herself is a classical musician who has come to the dark side of folk music here.
Oh, it's so bright on the dark side. We're doing a little warm-up jig before we get into our fiddle songs. It's called the Lilting Banshee, going into the Humours of Ennistymon. Such beautiful place names they have in Ireland.
And so now, this is an original song that I wrote. So this is called The Dying Citizen, and it's based off a book I read by an American classical historian about how citizenship was formed in Athens and stuff like that. And has some relevance to the modern day a little bit, but yeah.
I was voting for calling it Tyrants to the left of me, Tyrants to the right, which is the first line of the chorus. If you're inspired, the chorus does come up a few times, so you could definitely pick up the words and sing along with us.
Yep. All right. It happened once upon a time in the land of great antiques. A new idea began to climb the polys of the Greeks. Democratia, they cried, the power of the people. Tyrants we will not abide when we become their equal. Citizens, they made the sons who worked the countryside. Those who were the middle ones, the Mazoi were their pride. Nothing like the rich who grew so opulent from wealth. Not meek like the poor who needed them to fund their health. Tyrants to the left of me and tyrants to the right. No independence left for me to fight for in my plight. Everything will fall apart, the center cannot hold. But who will there be left to care for the dying citizen? Look around and try to see where is the middle class. Scarcely left of the ones still free to lay down in the grass. Crushed beneath the rich who pay their estate to tax and lie. Squeezed amongst the poor who simply shrug and breathe a sigh. All their politics fell to ruin, but ideas will never die. Eventually they found their home in the laws that we live by. Tyrants still will seek to rise by playing on our fears, assuaging us with all the lies that they're the one who cares. Tyrants to the left of me and tyrants to the right. No independence left for me to fight for in my plight. Everything will fall apart, the center cannot hold. But who will there be left to care for the dying citizen? Utopia, that is the meme of the ones who try to rise, predicated upon the dream of the ones who moralize. The city of our God will soon be the city of your man. Sup upon our golden spoon and trust into our plan. Fortune favors the ones who know that the Logos is divine. Transcendently we grasp to show the ways to heed the sign. The ideal is just a dream we come to when we're lost in thought. The world we know as seen is where our freedom can be sought. Tyrants to the left of me and tyrants to the right. No independence left for me to fight for in my plight. Everything will fall apart, the center cannot hold. But who will there be left to care for the dying citizen? And now we've got some more tunes.
All right, hornpipes this time.
Oh, yeah,
The
hornpipes.
Golden Castle and Bonaparte crossing the Rhine.
Yeah, we tried to have a whole lot of different tunes. There's all kinds of different styles of tunes in Irish music, hornpipes and reels and jigs. We tried to have a bit of them all. And now yet another instrument change. Megan is nothing if not a multi-talented instrumentalist. We've now got the mandolin. And so this next song we're going to do is actually, so this was written by Bilbo Baggins, the very famous character who we all know and love. So these songs weren't in the films. For some reason Peter Jackson cut most of the songs from the films, but Tolkien wrote them in the books, and so this is called The Man in the Moon Stayed Up Too Late, and it's the classic running away with the spoon story as told by Bilbo Baggins.
So we made up some music to this one because, of course, it was only in the books and not in the movies. So it didn't have, the tune had not survived from Middle Earth until now.
We had spoons.
Yeah, there was a moment when I thought maybe Stephen could learn to play the spoon since I have a lot of instruments already. So he looked up a tutorial and he tried diligently for about 3 minutes. And then I said, oh, I think maybe it's supposed to be like this. And it turns out I'm a total natural at the spoons. However, I cannot play the spoons and the mandolin at the same time, so I'm going to need a little audience volunteer here. I wonder if one of the young people here would be brave and like to have a go at adding some spoons to this song here about the dish and the spoon. Got a couple of young people in the front. Anyone for some spoons? No, one young man here is not looking keen at all. Even younger? Sometimes when they're really small, they haven't got self-conscious yet. They're willing to try new things yet. They have not yet become afraid of failing.
I don't think we're getting spoons out to the audience. But that's all right. We'll do the song anyway. It'll be fun. Oh, here we go. We got a volunteer. Hey! There is an inn, a merry old inn, beneath an old grey hill, and there they drew a beer so brown that the man in the moon himself came down one night to drink it still.
The ostler has a tipsy cat that plays a 5-string fiddle, and up and down he runs his boat, now squeaking high, now purring low, now sawing in the middle.
The landlord keeps a little dog that's mighty fond of jokes. When there's good cheer amongst our guests, he cocks an ear at all the jests and laughs until he chokes.
They also keep a horned cow as proud as any queen, but music turns her head like ale and makes her wing her tuck the tail and dance upon the green.
And all the rows of silver dishes and a straw of silver spoons. For Sunday there's a special pair, and these they polish up with care on Saturday afternoons. The man in the moon was drinking deep, and the cat began to wail. The dish and a spoon on the table danced, the cow in the garden madly pranced, and the little dog chased its tail. The man in the moon took another mug and then rolled beneath his chair, and there he dozed and dreamed of ale till in the sky the stars were pale and dawn was in the air. So the cat on his fiddle played hey diddle diddle, a jig that'll wake the dead. He squeaked and sawed and quickened the tune, while the landlord shook the man in the moon. It's after 3, he said.
Now quicker the fiddle went fiddle dum diddle, the dog began to roar. The cow and the horses stood on their heads, and the guests all bounded from their beds and danced upon the floor.
The queen upon the fiddle string broke, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such fun, but the sad Englishman offered a run with the silver silver spoon.
The round moon rolled behind the hills, the sun raised up her head. She hardly believed her fiery eyes, for though it was day to her surprise, they all went back to bed.
All right, big hand for our little volunteers here.
That was a fantastic job. Well done.
Thanks for doing great. That was awesome.
Oh, that's
you were
awesome.
doing great.
That's so cool. All right, and so our next song, this is, we're going to do 2 poems by Rudyard Kipling that have been set to music over the years. So the first one is a tree song, more commonly known as Oak and Ash and Thorn. So this is about Oak and Ash and Thorn, the classic trees of England, which had a lot of spiritual significance for the Anglo-Saxons way back when. and also some mythic history of England involving Brutus and Anus, and this mythic history that the British had of where they came from.
All the trees that grow so fair all tingle into a glory. Greater the moon beneath the sun than oak and dash and thorn. Sing oak and dash and thorn, good sirs,
all of midsummer's morn. Surely we sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn. Oak of the clay lived many a day, our heavenly us began. The ash of the loam was a lady at home when truth was an outlaw man. Born of the downs on new joy town from which was London born. Witness hereby the ancient trial of oak and ash and thorn.
sing oak and dash and thorn, good sirs, all of our midsummer's morn. Surely we sing of no little thing in oak and dash and thorn. You that is old in churchyard mould, he braided the mighty throne. Held up for shoes to wise men choose, and beach for cups also. But when you have killed and your bowl it is filled, and your shoes are clean or worn, back you must lead for all that you need to oak and dash and thorn. Sing oak and dash and thorn, good sirs,
all of midsummer's morn. Surely we sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn.
Elm she hated mankind and waited till every dust be laid, to drop her lip on the head of him that anyway trusts her shade. But whether a lad be sober or sad, or mellow with ale from the horn, he'll take no run, be liable to neath oak and dash and thorn. Sing oak and dash and thorn, good sirs, all of our midsummer's morn. Surely we sing of no little thing in oak and dash and thorn. Oh, do not tell the priest our plight, for he would call it a sin. But we've been out in the woods all night, conjuring summer in. We bring you news by word of mouth, good news for cattle and corn. Now is the sun come up in the south with oak and dash and thorn. Sing oak and dash and thorn, good sirs, all of our midsummer's morn. Surely we sing of no little thing in oak and dash and thorn. Sing oak and dash and thorn, good sirs, all of our midsummer's morn.
England shall bide till judgment tide by oak and ash and thorn. Oh, and now Megan's going back to the fiddle, so this is also a Kipling poem. This one's called Poor Honest Men, and it's about smugglers. It's about smugglers smuggling tobacco from Virginia to Britain. And so it's very accurate nautically. It has a lot of nautical terms in the song, all very accurate about that journey across. I mean, whether or not smuggling tobacco to beat the excise tax was the right thing to do, Kipling has his own feelings and he's not too keen on the smugglers. But yeah, it's called Poor Honest Men. It's about the troubles these smugglers go to bring tobacco at under market price to the black market.
Oh, and it does have a technique called a hanging line on the chorus. That's where the last line of the chorus always repeats. Now, I would love to be doing that myself. The trouble is, there are no women on the smuggler's ship, and the pitch is very much in the masculine range. So I'm gonna be doing an attempt at that. But I would really love a little participation from the gentlemen in the audience and any brave ladies and young people. If we could get that hanging line echoing on the end of the chorus, that would be very satisfying.
It'll be easy to tell. The hanging line always ends with the words "Poor honest men," so that will help with people trying to pick up the words. Your jar of Virginia will cost you a guinea, which you reckon too much by 5 shillings or 10. But write your church warden and judge it according, when I've told you the troubles of poor honest men.
When I've told you the troubles of
From the capes of the Delaware, as you are well aware, we sail with tobacco for England, but then our own British cruisers, they were just come through, sirs, and they press half a score of us poor honest men.
And they press half a score of us.
For if by quick sailing, thick weather prevailing, we leave them behind as we do now and then, we are sure of a gun from each frigate we run from, which is often destruction to poor honest men.
Which is often destruction for poor honest men.
Broadsides the Atlantic we tumble short-handed, with shot holes to plug and you canvas to bend. And off the Azures, Dutch dons and Monsieurs are waiting to terrify poor honest men.
Oh, waiting to terrify poor honest men.
Napoleon's embargo is laid on all cargo, which comfort or aid to King George may intend. And since roll, twist and leaf of all comforts is cheap, they try for to steal it from poor honest men.
They try for to steal it from poor honest men.
With no heart for fight, we take refuge in flight, but fire as we run our retreat to defend, until our stern chasers cut up her for braces, and she flies off the wind from us poor honest men.
And she flies off the wind from us poor honest men.
Twixt the 40s and 50s, southeastward the drift is, and so when we think we are making land's end, alas it is Luchant with half the king's navy, blockading French ports against poor honest men.
Blockading French ports against poor honest men.
Twixt the Lizard and Dover we hand our stuff over, though I may not inform how we do in the end, but a light on each quarter, low down on the water, is well understanded by poor honest men.
Is well understanded by poor honest men.
Even then we have dangers from meddlesome strangers, who spy on our business and are not content to take a smooth answer except with the handspike, and they say they are murdered by poor honest men.
And they say they are murdered by poor honest men.
To be drowned or be shot is a natural lot. Why should we moreover be hanged in the end, after all our great pains for to dangle in chains, as though we were smugglers, not poor honest men? As though we were smugglers, not poor honest men. Alright, and this is our last tune set coming up.
Sure is. A couple of reels called Jenny's Chickens and Frank's Reel.
Oh yeah, hey, it wasn't the wrong paper there. Bad accompanist.
Good accompaniment.
Alright, let's go. All right, thanks everyone.
Thanks very much for having us, and you have a lovely rest of your festival day.
Yeah, enjoy your hanging.